China have agreed to help each other increase their clout in global affairs. At meetings in Moscow, Chinese Vice President Xi Jinping and Russia's leaders hailed the strength of ties between the two and said economic and political relations had never been better. Well, RT's Katerina Azarova joins us now live for more. Hello to you. So Xi Jinping is tipped to become China's next president. Is the fact that he's now in Moscow a good sign for future high-level relations?
Well, Rory, many experts do seem to believe that that is in fact the case. Relations between Russia and China have always been a topic of interest and a topic of influence. Both the Russian and the Chinese side seem to be wanting to invest a lot of effort and money into making sure that that relationship progresses and that the two countries emerge as significant players within the international community. So the fact that the man who is rumored to become China's next president is here meeting with the Russian Prime Minister and President surely does say a lot about the future of relations between Moscow and Beijing, which have always been strong. In fact, Dmitry Medvedev, when he just became president, one of his first visits was actually oriented towards the east, which many experts then saw as a change in Russia's policies and a strengthening of ties with the east, with the developing economies, as of course Russia and China both are. They're both a member of the so-called BRIC organization, which is Brazil, Russia, India, and China, which are said to be the world's strongest emerging markets. And this has especially been obvious in the midst of the global financial crisis that is wreaking havoc on world economies. Russia and China both emerging quite strong in the global financial crisis and only seem to be willing to strengthen all of their cooperation, be that economic cooperation and any other. And so this visit is certainly seems to be a signifier that the relations between Moscow and Beijing will continue to grow.
Katerina, as you just said, Russia and China are two of the world's most powerful emerging market economies, but are they being seen as challengers to the dominance of the West, perhaps?
Well, this is a very old argument, Rory. Many experts do say that Russia and China, alongside Brazil and India, will be heralding the global economic race for in a very short time. Others, of course, saying that the United States is so far ahead and has such an influence in the global economy and its development that it will be somewhat difficult for any other country to present a serious contest. But with the global financial crisis, this view has somewhat shifted, and the U.S. has been really hard hit by the global financial crisis, whereas countries such as Brazil, Russia, India, and China are both emerging quite well off, are all emerging quite well off, and are developing their economies. They aren't losing as much money. They're still continuing to invest. Their inflation isn't growing as much, although we do know that the U.S. and China have had some bitter words exchanged recently. Specifically, the United States was heard to be accusing China of attempting to devaluate the yuan, which is something that the Chinese side vehemently denied, of course. But this could be seen, and already is interpreted by some experts, as a sign of the future power struggle between the East and the West, the emerging economies, and the existing super players on the world economic stage.
Okay, Katerina Azarova reporting for us live from Moscow. Thanks very much.